Duct tape your chest. Duct tape your chest. Is Smata in here? Hey, I see Nin's in there. Woo! Nothing wrong with self-promotion. Nothing at all. I'm gonna message Shimada and let him know that we're live. ElderGodBones, thank you for the follow. You get to see me instead of Bones. Well, and also Bones. I'm gonna overexpose myself real quick. Okay, I'm getting a solid 10 meg now, so it's better than the 3 I was getting a second ago. I'm gonna have my stream itself at like 160p so I can keep an eye on chat and not kill my net. Hell yeah. Ah, that's fine. You don't need to hear Bones. Hey, thank you. I'm gonna say this wrong. Grandma Idricky? Grimaldricky? I'm gonna go with Grimaldricky. Hey, I was right the second time. No, I wasn't. Grimaldricky.
So,
Grimaldricky?
can you hear me now? So yeah, for the past Jesus Christ.
Grimaldricky?
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you.
Love it. But yeah, that is well,
as much as I'm actively butchering your name. Thank you for joining.
I know him as Raptor Jesus.
Oh, well, I'll call him Raptor Jesus as well.
Yes. Raptor Jesus was how I met him. He has turned into this thing.
This thing.
It's very low. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what? I'll just turn you down in Discord.
Or I'll just turn up the microphone in Streamlabs. Good job, Streamlabs.
Okay, that works too. I was like, oh god, he's gonna kill my ears again.
Oh no. There was this was no, I was not gonna go into dealing with G-Hub and no.
Yeah, no. So I decided to try, since last episode we did find out that alcohol is allowed on Twitch as long as I don't get drunk. I decided to pick up some of Ryan Reynolds' own Aviation Gin.
Yeah.
And, as much as I don't normally like gin, this is actually pretty decent, and it's even better if I mix it with coconut rum, lemonade, and Sprite. So I'm gonna pour me another because it was delicious.
You go ahead and do that. I'm gonna drink my Code Red.
Look, I've got a pretty small cup, so it's not gonna affect me that much. I'm not sure if you saw the glass I was using or not.
No, I did not. Copy pasta. No. That's not what I want to copy link.
Here. This is the glass I'm using. And that's
oh God, yeah, that's like a whiskey glass. Jesus Christ.
Yes, it is a whiskey glass, and and I'm only filling it that much with alcohol.
So, apologies, YouTube. You missed, well, basically 5 minutes of me talking, and then another 3 minutes of
me talking
of just everything else. So, as the name designates, this is the unscripted full HD episode. And yes, come join the fucking shenanigans in Discord. God damn it!
Yeah,
eventually YouTube will be there.
This is the full HD episode. So next week we're going back to 720p.
Yes. No. Oh, no shit. Support actually. We have a. I mean, I know we had a merch. Wait, whoa.
Sweet.
That's Spaghetti. That's Streamlabs. That's not. That needs to be changed. Oh, you made that command. Well, you fucked up the command because it's streamlabs.com/spaghetti and naked/merch, where it needs to be spaghettiandnaked.com. Admin fucked up, guys. Fucked up hard goddamn core.
That is kind of neat, though. I do kind of like that.
I mean, yeah, it is really cool because you can, in Streamlabs, you can actually run your whole merch store.
Yeah, it's just spaghettiandnaked.com. I bought the domain.
Yes. Don't mind me, I'm going through and shameless self-promoting within my own Discord.
So, Kello pointed out to me on his stream the other day that you still haven't bought him his Tumblr.
No, I haven't. I've been meaning to. Because I have his address.
Yeah, I was like, shoot me your address, and if Bones keeps forgetting, I'll just mail it to you. But, and then I was looking at it, and I was like, damn it, Bones still hasn't even bought his fucking shirt.
No, I forgot that again. It's okay.
Oh my god, we've got 9 viewers right now. Holy
hell
shit.
Yeah! Shit yeah, son! How's it going, everyone? Welcome in.
Thank you, everyone that's in here right now.
Well, I mean,
love you all.
Technically, I'm in here twice, and then my wife isn't actually doing anything.
And I'm in here.
But, you know. Shh.
That is good. I do like that. I'm going to have to get that more often, but maybe not with the Aviation Gin, maybe with the cheaper gin. Oh, that's not bad.
I'd say it may not be as good with a cheaper gin.
Yeah, that's what, and $28 for a fifth of gin, I don't think is too bad either.
It's not terrible. I think that's all the self promo I can do in the Discord.
It's 84 proof.
I won't get
whatever.
banned.
I'll stick with aviation. I'm using very little of it in this one. Close enough.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so yes, this is fully unscripted. We there was no planning for this because if you were in my Discord earlier, I said that this wasn't happening, so I didn't put any fucking effort into it. And this bastard calls me at 7:45 while I'm giving my son a bath And he's like, "Can you give me a call?" I'm like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I can do spaghetti naked."
Okay.
Damn it.
So here's what happened. Like, so they changed the due date on one of my assignments. And
Okay.
so like it fucked with my whole schedule of everything, schoolwork wise. And then my internet went down last night while I was working on schoolwork. So I was like, fuck, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I've committed to this. I'm going to keep committed to it.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Yes. Sorry, Smada. You are correct. So there will be no, I even said tonight there'll be no spaghetti naked. I'll be streaming Captain of Industry. I was going to be streaming Captain of Industry tonight because that just went beta, closed beta access, but I was given permission to, we were given permission to be able to stream because there's not an NDA on it. So
Sorry. Yeah, Smada, he was a liar, but he was made a liar by me.
Yes.
I got a lot of work done on my assignment.
Well, that's good.
So I'm still maintaining a 4.0 right now. So
good job. So I guess really kind of the first thing that I wanted to touch base on, the iPhone 13. I legitimately thought about naming this stream "Let's Dog on Apple."
Let's not completely dog on Apple because they did do some good things. Announce some good.
I mean, sure, but you released a phone that has a, you know, the same shitty lightning bolt connector. It has no real massive advancements in technology other than a upgraded processor and some a 2.5 hour battery life. They claim it's
120 hertz display
on a phone.
Variable refresh rate. Yeah,
on a phone. I mean, yeah, it's cool.
I mean, 120 hertz is like the flagship feature that everybody's looking for right now.
I mean, sure, fine.
I mean, my Pixel 4 XL has 90 hertz. I mean, my Z Flip, I mean, they thought it was a huge deal that they were able to get 120 hertz on a foldable. I mean, it's supporting 120 hertz.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's the feature of right now. Other than like the niche foldable feature, it's the feature of right now. Because I mean, like having two cameras, okay, everybody's got two cameras now. Being able to take photos in the dark, everyone can take photos in the dark.
Because I mean, yeah, I mean, all they really did was up the number one on everything, and that's it.
The camera system is changed quite a bit. Because if I'm not mistaken, the telephoto, instead of being at a 2x, it's at a 3x now, is what I gathered.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that.
Cool.
But I mean, that's what I gathered from it. So, which, here's what I haven't understood. So, they've had a 2x lens for a while to make it better when you zoom, but it's digital zoom after the 2x. And so you go from 2x to 10x on digital zoom. But my question is, and you know, that's fine and all, but wouldn't it be better if they did 1x to 5x on the normal camera and then 2x to, and then have the telephoto set at 5x, and that would create a clear image all the way through? That's what makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But I'm not a photographer, so I don't know how well that actually works.
I just think it's ridiculous that they're steering away from an under-screen biometric sensor, which I think is stupid. That was one of the things that was kind of a pain in the ass about my iPhone, is that I had to use either the swipey unlock feature or my face, which, I'm sorry, I love being able to grab my phone and just hold my thumb on it because that's the fingerprint I have, and it unlocks. I don't have to look at it or anything like that.
I will say, while I do 100% agree with you, especially me as a glasses wearer and having very heavily tinted glasses, I have a lot of problems with facial recognition. If I grab my Z Flip, that's probably not going to roll. Oh, it did! Holy shit! I'm amazed.
Well, because over time it will learn, because it does have some rudimentary AI learning to understand your facial features. Because that's why people can actually, and they tested this. People that had massive beards would go baby face, and it would still unlock their phone.
Right. The way I understood that with Face ID specifically, and I could be wrong, is I believe it does an iris scan, and then it does the dimensions of your nose.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics on that because I just don't care that much. I mean, it's neat, but I don't care that much.
I could be wrong. I'm never going to say I'm for sure on this unless I'm for sure about something. I could be wrong on that. Yes, it has to work.
Yeah.
So,
you're just FYI, you just went a little robotic there.
I'm not surprised. If eventually I need to, I can switch to my mobile hotspot in a little while. Am I still robotic or?
No, it was literally just an instance of you were and then it was gone. So
yeah, I'm getting a higher speed than I was a couple of minutes ago now. Let me make sure my phones are not connected to Wi-Fi.
Okay. But yeah, no, I'm
connected.
I have. Then in their release video, it's 30% faster than what? It's 50% faster than what?
Well, they always say the leading competition, and they say it's faster than the leading competition. But what metric are you? They will never tell you what metric they're using.
Yeah,
and that's what's frustrating.
Then what? It's 30% faster than what? Competition. Then what? Your competition could be Nokia. So are you 30% faster than a Nokia 5165? Are you 50% faster than a BlackBerry? Are you 50% faster than my left testicle dropping into the water? I mean, what?
I mean,
they're actually not. They're good by name. It depends on what you're doing. If we're talking about phones, if it's the iPhone, no. If you want to get into their computer products, if you're a content creator, I'm not talking about gaming because gaming is always PC Master Race. But if we're talking 50% stronger than a Nokia, that's a lie. But if we're talking about literally content creation, like Photoshop, etc., stuff of that nature, 3D modeling, then no, Apple's literally will hands down walk the floor with PCs.
I'm not going to necessarily say 3D modeling because in my experience, Autodesk AutoCAD has worked better for me personally on my PCs than my Macs.
I wouldn't consider CAD a 3D modeling software. I think more 3D as in Maya. But I know you have the ability to do it. But the fact of the matter remains, all of these 3D space programs are initially designed to work on a Mac, then ported over to a PC because the industry uses Mac. If you go into Pixar, they don't use PCs. They're all Macs. They're all OS X. Their render farms are massive Apple-based render farms because that's what they do. That's their bread and butter. And I'm totally okay with that. That's genuinely what Apple created their business for, was data entry, typing.
You got to think Steve Jobs was one of the founders of Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously they had a little bit of an inside man on that one.
just a wee bit.
Even though Steve Jobs, he was nothing more than a visionary. He was not good with technology. And he even said so himself several times. He was a visionary. He was very good at having an idea.
Yes. And it is, people will say, you know, like, oh, Apple doesn't invent things. No, they don't. They reinvent things. You know, I was in a Discord and they were complaining about Apple, and like, Apple said they invented the touchscreen. No, they didn't invent the touchscreen. They perfected the capacitive touchscreen.
They did. And they did.
That literally, they were the first capacitive touch. And for anyone who doesn't understand or know what capacitive touch is, that is responding to an electrical signal. So that is physically making a circuit with your finger on the screen. Apple literally patented that.
That's why, you know, if you... I don't know if I have one of my old-ass cell phones, but...
Yeah, you get like one of the touch screens where it would like pocket dial, because it would all it had to do was touch the screen. Yes, if you want to make the argument it wasn't the first touch screen, correct. But Apple didn't make the first touch screen. They made the first capacitive touch screen, which removed the ability for your pocket to dial someone easily.
It wasn't even the first capacitive touchscreen. It was the first capacitive touchscreen with a glass face.
That's true.
Because originally the iPhone was supposed to release with a plastic face, but then they found, you know, the whole issue of if your fingernail dragged across it, you get this permanent streak across it that's really ugly and blocks the view.
Yeah,
terribly. Which I don't think they even were able to fully get that patent, but whatever. Because I mean, everybody's using that.
Yeah, I won't deny that Apple definitely does try to claim fate to some things. You are 100% correct on that, Raptor. Totally. Yeah, they are not swipe text first. Samsung had that, I think.
Yes.
I think.
I don't know if it was a Samsung exclusive. If I recall correctly, swipe was an app-enabled keyboard originally. Origins of swipe.
Yep.
I've never liked swipe. I know people, like, a lot of people I talk to, they're like, I love swipe. It's, you live by the swipe, you die by the swipe. And it's like, yeah, I'm just not used to it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get how it's supposed to work. I've never gotten it to work well. It'll be like, hi, how are you? And it'll be like, hi, bagels. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it depends on if it's something simple, like, you know, like I'll call you in a minute or something. Yeah, because I can do that one-handed. But if I need to like talk, have a conversation, no. I'll use speech to text and piss and moan about that before I use swipe.
Here, I'll just pull up like.
So, swipe actually was created in 2009. And when it was created in 2009, every single Android phone on the market was able to download and use it because it was uploaded to the Google Play Store. It did not come to Apple until 2018. 9 years, almost a decade later.
Was it 2018? I feel like it was more recent than that.
I just read it off the Wikipedia page. It was December. Let's see, hold on. Swipe. Let me pull it back up. February of 18, Nuance announced that it had stopped development on the app and no further updates to it. It was pulled also from the Android store. Okay.
No. Swipe was originally added as an app in 2014, but Swipe was integrated directly into iOS in 2019 as part of iOS 13.
There you go. So, and everybody was all woo about it. I mean, it was neat. Don't get me wrong. Cool feature. It wasn't the first. It's just like when the iPad came out, or the iPod came out. It was not even remotely first MP3 player. Period. but it was the first MP3 player of its size and of its ease of use. It had a capacitive touch button that was also a scroll wheel, and it had basically a D-pad and then a fifth button in the middle. That was the play pause button.
There was also the big thing of you could get multiple models with a unified program.
Yeah. So
that was the bigger thing.
They didn't create MP3 players.
I still use an iPod in 2021. Granted, this is my customized metal purple with red flake iPod video, but yeah, I actually still I use this quite often. Actually, I say quite often. I mean like 2 to 3 times a week, and then like I'll take a week or two off. But I do use it a decent bit. I mean, you saw how quickly it was for me to grab that. Like, yes. I keep it by my desk.
Yeah.
So I think that says enough with how big of a nerd I am, that I'm like, and all of the technologies I have, that I was like, you know what? I need my iPod easily accessible to my desk.
Yeah.
I actually have a specific spot for my iPod. So I've got my actual desk, and then I've got an end table. Mm-hmm. My PC is on that table. Well, it's not an end table. It's a really short table. But it's too big to be a coffee table. I don't know. It's this really old ass table that I don't even know when we got it, but it's big and it's square. And I have it like sitting right on the edge of where my desk meets that table. So where it's covered up by my desk, but I can easily grab it.
Yeah, I just don't care enough. And also too, what was it? I think this year wasn't Apple said they were gonna release an iPod that could do FLAC.
No, they didn't say they were gonna release an iPod that can. Apple will now have a lossless.
It was specifically an iPad. It was a commemorative iPad or iPod to mark that. They were it's totally. I will look it up.
Well, they didn't announce one. There was a lot of rumors that they were going to, but they never did actually, because this was a certain anniversary of iPod, I believe.
Yeah. Oh,
it's rumored that rumored that they might next year, because next year's the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's rumored, but there's no official thing. But they did announce that they will have a lossless file, but it's not necessarily going to be FLAC. It's going to be like this.
It's
bullshit.
Apple. It's ALEC. Yeah, because they have to keep it proprietary.
It's not even ALEC. It's AAC. It's the AAC.
No, it's ALAC. It's ALAC.
Is it ALAC?
Yep. Because it's FLAC. Yeah. Apple Lossless Audio Codec. ALAC. ALEC.
Oh, okay. I was talking about AAC, the original Apple audio codec.
Yeah.
Which was just AAC, and now they've got ALEC.
Yeah.
Or ALEC.
Yeah, it's FLAC is free lossless audio codec. So they're still gonna force it in so that means it's not gonna work outside of fucking iTunes.
And the AirPods Max cannot do ALEC.
It's stupid. It's absolutely asinine.
Which, I mean, I get it. You can't do lossless wirelessly.
I mean,
straight up.
I guess, but no, not with USB 2 fucking speeds. No.
Well, no, you can do lossless over USB 2, because that DAC I use, it can do FLAC, and it can do it at USB 2.1. I can't bump it up. Oh shit! Hold on.
Yep, but say we got some issues going on with you, buddy.
Yeah. my DAC actually got unplugged there, and it decided to come through my Samsung soundbar. Surprise! Rip headphone users.
Nope.
Yeah, on that soundbar. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second, and I was using a right angle connector on the USB-C that connects to my DAC, but I'm gonna take that out. I'm pretty sure that's what's causing the issue, so I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay. I can hold the fort down and piss and moan about it. But yeah, no, it's well, I mean, kind of talking about that as far as, you know, Apple is concerned. Apple just had a big win loss / win with the Apple Epic lawsuit. By February of next year, Apple is being forced to allow third-party payments to be processed on their platform by a federal judge. They can't get they're going to appeal it, but they still have to adhere to it. So they have until February of 2022 to input or to allow third-party payment processing, so you don't have to pay Apple 30% of all their sales. You're now just paying
Direct
to your debitor. Whoever the developer is using as a card processor, be it Swipe or whatever the case may be, Stripe, you name it.
Right.
So that's awesome, but their win was coming back, because Epic also went after them for a monopoly lawsuit as well. There was part of the lawsuit for that. And a judge did come back and state that they do not believe that Apple was operating in the form of a monopoly. So that is a win. It's bullshit because it's literally a monopoly.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard though because
it's not in when you look. I guess when you look at it as the grand scheme of phones, no, because Apple's not the only phone provider, and that's the stance they took. And in that stance, they are correct. They are not a monopoly, because fuck, Nokia still makes fucking phones,
and they make good phones actually.
I mean, depending on what you're wanting to use them for, sure. But kind of
camera wise, they've got an amazing camera setup.
Oh yeah, what was that? Was that the Windows Nokia phone, whatever it was, with its like fucking massive.
It was like 48 megapixels back in like 2011.
Yeah, that was really neat. It was fucking worthless. It was really neat.
But that's what I was referring to. One of the more recent Nokia phones had like 7 cameras, all by Zeiss. One of their more recent ones. They make another flip phone, which is nice.
Is that new? That they make
what?
I almost want this.
A new flip phone?
No, it's the phone from The Matrix.
Which one are you talking
about? It is the Nokia 8100. It's the cheap ass phone. It's not a smartphone. Again, it's literally the phone from The Matrix.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, something interesting is pointed out on the r/Galaxy Fold subreddit, which of course I'm a member of. They spotted an original Samsung Galaxy Fold in the Matrix 4 trailer.
Look at this. It's the fucking Matrix phone. Like, I don't want to go to a non-smartphone. I would totally rock that. It's the banana phone. It's the fucking banana phone. Oh my god.
Ring. Wait. Never mind.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
What?
Is it? It's literally a Nokia 8110. That is literally the phone from the Matrix. It is not just, I think it's the phone from the Matrix. It's literally the phone from, if that phone is not in fucking Matrix. I can't even remember the name of the goddamn movie. Oh my god. Okay, oh, I still want to see it.
Matrix 4.
Yeah, the Matrix. Yeah, Resurrected.
Oh, sorry. It was a 5-camera setup on the Nokia 9 PureView. It was 5 12-megapixel cameras, designed by Zeiss.
This shows 6.
No, it's 5 cameras.
Oh, one's video. Oh no, one's a light. They're just arranged in a hexagon.
Yeah, they arranged it in the hexagon to make it look good, but one of them's the LED and one of them's another light sensor. But yes, it's 5 cameras, and it can do raw photos too. Like,
oh, that's right. They added a new with the new iPhone. They added a new a high level of recording with the phone. They added a 1 terabyte option. And that was where the two filmmakers were like, this is gonna revolutionize filmmaking. No, it's not. That is not that. A cell phone is not going to revolutionize the movie industry. You are never, ever going to compare to an actual movie camera. The amount of information that those apertures can take in, or those panels, I don't even words can take in, dwarf what thank you, sensors dwarf what your phone will ever be capable of, because if your phone gets that good, the movie industry will be that much better because they're that much larger.
There is exactly one phone that had a chance of competing with actual cinematography, and that was the Red Hydrogen 1. Red? You mean like the company that makes all the high-end cinematography cameras?
Yeah, that's
but it flopped because it was terrible.
Oh, I remember seeing that phone. Yeah, I held one and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was bulky as shit. If I recall correctly, I don't think it had very good expandable memory. It was rushed to market. It was durable as fuck. But because it was all aluminum on the sides and back. But yeah, no, like that was the only one that really had a chance. And I will give you this.
There you go.
You can do a lot of cinematography with an iPhone.
You can. I don't want to sit here and say that it's not possible to make it good looking.
Oh, that was with one of the attachments that they never actually released.
Yeah, but still.
Anyway, that was the only one that had a chance. And I will say, you can do great cinematography with an iPhone, because for the last few years at least, a lot of Apple's keynotes events have been shot on iPhone. Anytime they say this was shot on an iPhone, it is shot on an iPhone.
Yeah.
But if you think you're going to get photos like that, no. The people that are recording with those iPhones are using things like gimbals and
post-processing.
And they're professionals. Like, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're using, the manual controls that are built into the phone, and then furthermore, it's going through some sort of post-processing software to refine the image even more. That is not raw or footage you are seeing. You are seeing edited footage because, duh.
I think a lot of the still photos they use are the raw image.
But a video, no. Because they're gonna gonna go through and they're gonna balance the audio. They're gonna touch stuff up every time.
Listen to me, damn it. Where they were showing off the cinema focus, where it changes focus, there wasn't any video post-processing.
No, that is all done on the phone. That doesn't mean they aren't editing the footage afterwards.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. That the phone itself is definitely capable of changing depth of field, because the the person in the foreground is no longer paying attention to the camera, which then makes editing easier for post-processing, but you're still going to go through and post-process that bastard to make sure that it's refined even more.
Right.
So, yeah, will it
don't make
still...
me smack you, Bones.
You go right ahead. You're not wrong.
I my wooden hand.
You're not wrong that it had the capability to do it. However, even in that keynote video, that video wasn't raw data. That video was edited after the fact.
Right.
So, but the thing is they will flat out say that it's not edited. Dude, you're fucking stupid. If you seriously believe that video wasn't edited, you're dumb. Well, I'm just saying it right now because no.
I feel like more than anything what they do is they recodec it to make it smoother for the playback over streams. More than anything.
I mean, potentially, yeah. Because flat out, you wouldn't be able to, you just have to.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at, did you notice they didn't touch anything about slow motion photography with the new, because still not gonna compete with a Phantom. Have you seen like videos of where they take Phantoms apart? They're fucking ridiculous. It's
They're
like
insane.
But I mean, you're looking at cameras that can, record at 100,000 plus frames a second. You're never going to touch that with a cell phone. Your phone is never going to be able to record at that level.
Well, don't say never. It might eventually.
Eventually, sure, okay. As before, if the phone can record at that level, there's going to be something else that is 4 times better. Oh, cool! My phone can record at 120,000 frames a second. Cool! My cinematography camera can do 4.7 million frames a second.
It does get to a point where it's like, is there really much need to go any?
Yes, actually. Because by filming stuff at a higher frame rate, you can reverse engineer, especially in think of the automotive industry. Crash tests, being able to slow down an accident even further, to be able to stop and see frame by, literally like milliseconds or microseconds worth of a frame of how something can change. And then you can extrapolate that data, feed it back into a 3D modeling software, and then rerun the data to see how mathematically it would work out, to then print a test car or build a test car, wreck it, and then see how those changes actually affected it, which would quintessentially make a vehicle safer.
Right,
100%.
but it's going to get to a point where, like, if you get too slow-mo, then it's going to be like 3 minutes per microsecond, and you're not going to get anything from that.
What was it?
You're just going to be staring at it and watching paint dry.
There's the slow-mo guys.
Yeah.
Well, they are releasing videos that are hour long, but it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes and an hour.
Right, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying where a microsecond takes 3 minutes.
For everyday use, for fucking around and making YouTube videos, no. There's no use for that. Could there be a use for it outside of the automotive industry? Filmmaking.
I guess eventually there could be a use with, like,
the problem is
space, but like I don't see ever wanting that on a phone. I don't see ever wanting that on a phone.
You're right.
I want something that can record at 10,000 FPS on my phone? Yeah, that'd be cool as shit. Do I need something that'll stretch a microsecond into an hour? No, I never want that.
No.
I will literally be watching paint dry faster.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong. But think about it. Think about how I don't want to say how stupid people are, but how stupid people are. There'd be some sort of marketing thing that they would do, and that would be something that they would talk about, because then they would spin that in some positive manner and it would sell. And honestly, it would probably be Apple.
One thing I do want to say as well, if you look at a lot of their shots, their phones are definitely connected to some shit that you're not going to be connecting your phone to. Like,
yep.
There's all kinds of photos where they are shot on an iPhone, but it's flying over, like, that means they either used a drone or a fucking crane with a gimbal, and you're not going to attach your iPhone to your drone and fly it over a lake. You can, but you're not going to.
No, because then why don't you just buy a fucking, a GoPro and mount it on the gimbal that comes on your...
Or, why don't you just use your drone itself? I mean, this one's a couple of years old. I bought it for like dirt cheap for what a DJI drone is. I think I paid $500 for it. And it's only a 1080p 60 camera on it, but also at the same thing at the time, it was light enough to where it didn't have to be registered with the FAA. Now it does have to be. But I mean, this is tiny.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sensor on it. That's my pinky.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's nuts. Dude, speaking of drones, the Drone Racing League, the DRL, dude, those things are fucking ridiculous.
Okay, let's not talk about DRL. It confuses me how people can get so much into it that it's easier for them to build their own drone from the ground up.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to talk.
I do, because I have a buddy that his son races in it and wins. That's awesome. I don't want to talk about it. That's great. Then you don't. In this segment, you don't have to, buddy.
Fine.
This is the unscripted episode.
I had something else I wanted to talk about.
Well, we have plenty of time.
Fine. You do that. I'll pour myself another drink.
You go right ahead. No. At the house that I used to live at, which is literally a half a mile away from where I'm currently residing, my neighbor across the street, he's huge into RC cars. He actually owns an RC car shop. So, thusly, he has... What was that?
What?
I just heard a whop whop noise. It was really weird. I don't know.
It could have been the music we're listening to. It has a whop whop sound in it.
It could have been. It just was like, I said he owns an RC car shop and was like, I don't know. But, so, we hear the brushless motors just going nuts because he'll just walk outside and start playing with shit. Well, I heard it in my headset, so I was like, the fuck? That shit. Either way. But, once, I was just sitting there, I was watching TV, and I heard, a bitch just, ripped by the house. Okay, that's a damn fast RC car. And then I look outside, and there's a drone, and it's just, just angry bees flying left and right. And I walk outside, and I look, motherfuckers, and this is before first-person drones were a thing. These now exist and everything else. But, so I walk out, and he's wearing a goddamn VR headset, and he's flying a drone. And what the fuck is that shit? And so he sees me walk outside, and he sees that I'm looking at him, and he looks at me and waves, and then lands it and takes it off, and I start talking to him about it. And he's telling me how his son just literally about a week or so before that got accepted into a drone racing league team here in Iowa. And yeah, they were and they found out he owned an RC car shop, so they sent him a whole bunch of stuff, and it was it was actually really fucking cool. So the drone had a 1080 60 camera on it, and it was mounted on a gimbal. Well, it was mounted on two gimbals to keep it. They like operated. It was really weird. So like they had a gimbal underneath it and had a gimbal on top of it, and they worked in tandem. So if it turned, they both moved. You know, they kept the thing upright. They kept it solid. Yeah, dude, it's nuts. And so, but not only did it responded to your head movement. So he's wearing the headset, and he would turn his head, and the gimbal turns. It moves the camera where he's looking, so he can keep I put it on and looked at it. It was basically tilt head up, tilt, you look all the way up and down, so basically 180, and then almost like 270 from right peripheral to left peripheral. I know this is the right side, but it's your left, my right. So basically full head of range movement, and that particular drone was maybe 8 inches, 12 inches in diameter, and fuck you, Spotify, keep playing. It could go it could do a ground speed of 118 miles an hour. 118, and it had a battery life of 39 minutes. That's impressive for something that weighed less than a pound. Fucking impressive. That's, you may hate them, you may think they're annoying and everything else, but I'm here to flat out say that it's really fucking cool. They're also stupidly expensive. But I mean, coming back to how you're like, you can build one of your own. Yeah, but you can do the same thing with an RC car.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I think it's ridiculous, like, how insane they get with it.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking.
But I mean, it's someone's hobby. You could say the same thing about audiophiles, spending $20,000 on a fucking headset.
I say I'd never do that, but
I would. I wouldn't even second guess it. If I had the bankroll to be able to afford that, wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I say I would never do that, but if I had the money, I would probably blow it on audio stuff right now.
I would if I had. So I hate it when people, I would never do that. No, you can't say that. So if I gave you $1 million right now, you wouldn't go blow it on a fucking car that you normally couldn't afford? Yeah, that's what I thought. So no, people say, oh, I would never do that. No, you wouldn't do that in your current financial situation. Not that you would never do it. That's the difference. Maybe not all that money. No, I would buy a couple of cars, in all honesty. But
I'm totally not looking at drones right now.
But I mean, it's. But the thing is you can't. I don't believe that, Raptor, in the slightest. Because if you're given $1 million and basically the world is your oyster and every vehicle you could ever imagine is worth less than $1 million. I guess this may be, yes, 20 grand on a car. No, you're going to spend more than 20 grand on a car because you're going to buy something that's going to last you. So you're going to buy something newer. So you're going to spend more than 20 grand. You're going to spend probably between 30 and 40, potentially $50,000, because that's very little out of $1 million. Granted, $1 million doesn't get you very far in this day and age as it is anyways. Same with buying a bunch of land and a house. So you're gonna buy.
Sorry. It's also different once you get a taste of something like that, because like I told myself, I was like, there's no way I would ever consider spending $1,000 on a drone, and it took me a long time to decide to buy that drone for $500. It took me a long time to decide to go ahead and buy that. But now it's like, you know what? If I could, if I really wanted to, I wouldn't. And I mean, if I really wanted to, I could save up the cash. It was like if I really wanted to, I wouldn't be sad spending $1,800 on a DJI Air 2. Would I do it? No, I don't use my drone often enough for me to be able to justify that right now. But if I started using it a bunch, I wouldn't second guess it.
Yeah, because what happens if you could turn a profit from it? What happens if that $1,800 purchase lands you something where they pay you like $6,000? Well then, okay, cool. Well, if I spend
for one event.
Yeah, for one event. Like, well, okay, but then you would have to reinvest in that money into a business, and so on and so forth. But yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm gonna call your bullshit right now, Raptor, because I know that's not true. You say this now because you're not sitting in the financial situation to do it.
Look, I can tell you right now what I would do if I had $1 million. Exactly $1 million, like after taxes that the IRS will steal from me. If I had $1 million, I would buy a house here. Because I mean, in my area, a decent sized house is like $200,000 on the higher. I'd buy a nice house. I would fit it with Tesla solar panels and more than one Tesla walls, because I mean, why not? And I would make sure to buy a house with not very many trees around it. And then 100% I would buy a Tesla Model S with plaid. Why?
Not.
Well, if I've got solar and Tesla walls, which I would probably get like 3 or 4 Tesla walls. Would I need it? Absolutely not. But if the power goes out, that's just power I have that I can use.
And you could also route that power back into the grid, and the power company can pay you, or would be forced to pay you, actually.
Yes. No, they are not forced to. Power companies can opt to not accept your power back. They can opt to not accept it.
See, the thing is you can't not accept power. It doesn't hold up in court. You can't turn that off. That's why the whole industry, we buy power. No, you don't. You don't buy power. They don't just magically route you power from another state. It's just there.
Right, but what they can do is they can...
They're monitoring and they're seeing that you're not using the power, and they're saying, we're not going to pay you for putting energy back into the system. Great. That doesn't hold up in court, because every time they've actually done that and someone fights it, they lose, because you can't. Well, okay, cool. Well, so
right.
then what do you got? What about so do I have to now pay you for the wear and tear on the lines because they degrade over time? Do I have to pay you for XYZ? And that's when it starts falling apart. So wait, no. So no, I now have a surplus, and you now are legally obligated to pay me that surplus. You can't get out of that.
Right. They will try to fight it, I guess is the better thing to say.
Yeah, well, and you got to remember,
depending on your area and what precedents are set in your current area, you may have to fight it at a level that's high enough to not make it worth.
You gotta remember, my father-in-law worked at a nuclear power plant. He's retired now.
Right.
Like straight up. He's like, nah, because they just made the flip to solar like a month ago, and they tried fighting it, and he's like, yeah, no, you can't. He's like, I worked at Dwayne Arnold. They literally, the power company was like, oh, sorry, yeah, here's your $500 check, because they don't use all the power, and so they just feed it back. And yeah, what the problem is where they say they can't, even if they say that the meter, all you have to do is prove that the meter is spinning in reverse, so it's ticking down instead of up, and you're done. The power company physically can't do anything at that point in time. It doesn't matter what they say. That's how they monitor it.
Yeah. I mean, they can try and fight you and make it...
They're going to make it a pain in the ass, yes.
Yes. Anyways, I digress. I would build a house. I would probably do a Tesla roof rather than solar panels, because then that's just a new roof that I don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
As much. I would have like a second structure, like a detached garage. That would be my fun zone workshop 3D print whatever area, that would have the normal solar panels on it. And then I would have multiple walls. And the way I understand it is the Tesla Solar app is actually really nice. And you can tell it how much power you want to dedicate to sell back and how much you want to keep at minimum. And you can set the hours. Well, where I'm at, peak hours are insanely high rate. So, in the summers especially, I would set it to like sell power during peak hours, where it's like 18 times the cost of electricity during our peak hours. I would sell to set back at that. And then I would have a Model S Plaid, because if something were to happen, if I know a storm's coming, I can tell it to stop selling down to 50%. I can tell it to keep topped up and sell the excess. I don't have to worry about a gas shortage because I can charge my car. A Model S Plaid. Well, I was looking at this earlier. The Model S long range is 405 miles. It's 396 on the Plaid, as long as you don't get the 21-inch rims. Because then it goes down to like 340 if you get the 21-inch rims. Which
Yeah.
I get that it has an effect. I don't understand why it has that much of an effect. That's
Wait.
a lot of range.
Wait. Rim weighs more than tire. But before forgetting,
Anyways.
before you do that, circling back to what Raptor said. Yes, right, Raptor. I know you're not a car guy, but you're not gonna buy a car that's going to potentially give out to where then you're gonna have to spend even more money. You're going to justify it internally, spending more money on buying a vehicle that's going to last you longer. Thusly, you're not spending 20 grand.
Which I will say is one of the reasons why I would get a Tesla, because there was a guy, he's done over, I think it's 500,000 miles on one of the original Tesla Model S's, and showed that his original batteries were still at like 70% capacity, which 500,000 miles on any car is ridiculous. On a Tesla is insane, because you got to think that's all electric.
Yeah.
That's only changing things like
Tires.
your tires and fucking windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah, I mean, as long as, well, and also
maybe having to fix a leak in power steering fluid and brake fluid, like just your fluids, because
they're electric. There's no fluids.
Well, no, are the brakes electric too?
They may, the brakes, I don't think brakes are. Brakes, there's not enough power, so there would be brake fluid, but power steering, that doesn't exist. They don't have power steering fluid. That's electric. That's electrically assisted.
Did I say power steering fluid? I didn't
Yeah.
mean to.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
yeah, you're not going to change.
I didn't mean to say power steering fluid, because I didn't think they had power steering fluid. I meant to just say brake fluid and wiper fluid.
Basically, yeah, you're right. The gears that are in the, I mean, you almost want to say it's almost hermetically sealed. That's how fucking sealed these.
Yes,
they are. It's basically like 90 weight gear oil. It is. It's blue, and
they're such high industrial motors that like there's very minimal friction.
So it's more okay. Actually, the grease that you put on your hitch for your truck to keep them from rusting, and basically for ease of use to keeping them mobile, the lubricant in a Tesla motor is more viscous than that, and they don't get hot, not in the sense of which we think of it, because of the amount of heat dissipation they have. You got to think, there's no gears per se in a Tesla. It's an electric output. It's a motor. There is a drivetrain. It does have gears, but it's for lack of a better way to put it, it's not hermetically sealed because it can still ingress in material, but the likelihood of that is very, very slim to none.
So I just pulled up the Tesla site on the other website. These are the recommended maintenances that they recommend because it has regenerative braking. It even wears your brake pads less than normal.
Yeah, oh yeah, because you're using the resistance, the rolling resistance of the motor to slow down the vehicle, which is then in turn generating power. But I mean, that's not a new technology.
So here's what they say. Recommended maintenance. On the Model 3 and the Model Y, replace your cabin filter every 2 years. On the S and X, replace the cabin filter every 3 years. If you have a HEPA filter, replace it every 3 years. Rotating your tires every 6,250 miles. Testing your brake fluid for contamination every 2 years or replacing as needed. Getting air conditioning service every 6 years on the Model 3, every 4 years on the Y, or every 3 years on the S and X. And part of that is going to be because of the multi-zone air conditioning, I believe, creates extra wear on AC.
Yeah,
you would know more about that.
Yes, yeah, but even then, that's not belt powered. That's electric. So that there's the degradation on that is nuts. But actually, while you're talking about that, I'm gonna cover you. But I'm gonna go ahead and make this larger. This is
Imperial March.
Yes, it is Imperial March Star Wars Lo-Fi. I closed on Sunday. This is the internals of the quote-unquote transmission of one of the Tesla motors. Because you remember, if you get the all-wheel drive version of this, there's 4. The output here.
There's 3.
Oh, that's right, 3. Yeah, you get 2 in the front and 2 in the rear, 1 in the front. That's right.
Yeah, but they've never put a 4 motor yet.
Yeah, the output shaft here, you can't see my mouse. I just realized that I have Discord. So, and the center here on the right, that output, that's the output shaft of the motor. That's the gear reduction, and the input from it is the shaft on the side. So everything you see there, that's the only fluid that you would flush in the trans of the Tesla. That's it. This would be the only thing that would fail, other than of course electronics or a battery deciding it wanted to turn into a beanbag chair and explode.
But a lot of that is covered under Tesla's warranties.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally covered. Hell, every Tesla you buy, used or not, comes with a warranty that within 7 years, if the battery dies, they replace it. And furthermore, making Tesla sound even more fucking amazing, the batteries they use, they don't make new batteries. Not a single Tesla uses a brand new battery.
That's wrong at the moment.
Okay.
Because they're doing the
then I take that back.
The new batteries, they're tabless. So they're able to fit more capacity in the same size battery because they're tabless.
Okay.
So with their new battery technology, all new ones, they're having to remake the batteries now.
Okay, that's different. But prior to that, basically all of your batteries were Priuses. They were purchasing dead Prius batteries and remanufacturing them into new batteries, which that offset the carbon footprint because they didn't have to go mine cobalt.
Right.
Because
a lot of it, what it is the they're not 18650s. They're much larger. But the battery packs on a Tesla use a standard sized battery that's basically like this, but significantly larger.
Well, yeah.
They're like
Yeah, no, they're massive.
They're like the size of my whiskey glass, but a little taller. But legitimately pretty close to the
They
size of
lay
my
on
whiskey.
their side, and they're basically
No, they're up and
soldered.
down still.
No, they'd have to be laying. That's too tall. That's too thick. They have to be.
I promise you, Bones. Because what they're doing is they're laying them up and down, and they're doing it this. It's a big system of think you've got a bunch of D cells. It's basically just a bunch of D cells standing up and down soldered together. But I promise you, they are vertical. Because the reason why they do that is because in the event of a crash, if they are horizontal, the tabs from other batteries can hit, and you don't have to worry about that as much if they're vertical.
Okay. So I just found it's an eBay listing.
You got to look at if they're a new or an old battery, though.
No, it's definitely old, but you can see how the batteries are aligned. So actually, there's a perfect view. So yeah, right there, you can see here that they're vertical. So I was thinking, and actually those are basically Ds. Those aren't even that large.
Yeah, they are. They're not 18650s. There's the size. They're literally the size up from those batteries I just showed you.
Yeah.
But they are now tablets, meaning they don't have the nipples on the top and bottom. So they're able to string them better. So that's a battery type that Tesla recently patented.
Yeah.
And that's how they are able to get, even on the Model S Plaid, they're still able to get a 396-mile range.
Yeah. So no, I was thinking that they were larger, like because they're in I've seen some of the EV battery packs where they were, they were the size of this in diameter, and then they were like that long. Hey, look, World of Warcraft. We're gonna talk about Blizzard later, but that's not right now.
Yeah, no. Like the Priuses use stuff like that.
Yeah, because I was like vertical. I'm like, dude, no. The whole point is, no, you want them. Okay, so if they're only, if they're the size of, this Mountain Dew can, well,
no, they're not. I saw another image. The new ones are actually 18650s.
Yeah, I'm using this as just as a easy example. 18650 people are gonna be like, what's that mean? Can of Mountain Dew.
Well, that's why I showed it, because I've got an 18650.
But it's
your vape battery. But it's
okay. But if you don't vape and you don't understand, no. But people understand the size of a Mountain Dew. They don't comprehend the fact that you got to think about a relative term. An 18650 battery, people aren't going to be like, oh yeah, that's like 3.2 inches tall. They know the size of a fucking Mountain Dew can because it's standardized. Every single pop can's the same. So if it was this size, which would be fucking ridiculous,
like that, but the thickness of like a C cell.
Yeah. I mean, if it was basically a D size battery ish in size and everything, because the whole thing is you want to be able to spread all of that weight, lowering the center of gravity, making the car more stable. So I'm like, what do you mean? Wait, because that's what I was thinking is something that's, like this big and it's that thick and it's vertical. I'm like, no, they're laying those bitches horizontal because they got to be able to spread the weight out. But I digress. That's not what I thought it was. So never mind.
Yeah. Anyways, regardless.
Yes.
So they're able to the motors are sealed to the point where it's a closed loop and it never leaves the motor, and they are air watertight, so like you're not going to get contaminants in those motors.
Yeah, no, when I watched a YouTube video on them tearing one apart, and they had to use a 200-ton shop press to puncture it because they didn't come apart. They had to rip it apart because it was broken. There was something like it was unrepairable, so there was no loss there because it was going to get destroyed anyways. Yeah, right. They don't. I don't know how it's sealed, but you could. It's basically like a perfect fucking seal.
Right. So anyway, so the only thing you have to worry about.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm like this is fucking bomb music. This is.
So basically, on a Tesla, you're looking at having to do maintenance, fluid maintenance and filter maintenance every 2 to 3 years, AC maintenance every 3 to 6 years, and changing your tires like every other year.
Depending on how much you drive, yeah.
Yeah, and also depending on what kind of rubber you put on it.
Well, yeah, if you go with a softer compound.
You need to get them balanced 2 to 3 times a year. Balanced. Or rotated, sorry.
Cool, that's... Yeah, and depending on...
But, like, your tires, I mean, you should get 2 to 3 years out.
Depending on how much you drive, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what was the... With that guy who put 500,000 miles on it, what year was the Tesla?
It was the first year Tesla. It was the first year Model.
Oh, okay. Damn, it's pretty good.
So it wasn't the old Roadster. It was it wasn't the Lotus Elise Roadster.
No. It was a
Model S. It was the first year Model S, because you got to think it. I mean, been around since what, 2015, 2014,
something like that. Yeah. Kidding. I mean, that's 7 years. That's 100,000 miles a year. We'll just say
2012. So 9 years. I mean, that's a lot of miles in 9 years.
Yeah.
Especially considering that's a lot of miles on a sedan. Putting that on like a semi or a pickup truck is one thing. Putting that on a sedan.
That's 55,000 miles a year. I mean,
the average is 10 to 12,000.
Yeah. 15, but yeah.
Well, I get charged high usage for being at 15,000.
Because the national average is 15,000 a year. That's when you're looking at like buying used cars. Take the mileage, figure out how old the car is, and then take the miles divided by the year. And if it's more than 15,000, it has high miles. Well, other than it has more miles than it should.
13,500 is what it came up from a quick Google search.
Oh, okay. So
whatever. Anyways, around 15,000. So I mean, your tires should realistically last about 60,000 miles.
Yeah.
They're going to be warranted for probably 30 to 40. So realistically, you should be able to get 4 years out of your tires. So really, you're having to do maintenance every 3 years, other than rotating them 2 to 3 times.
And this is also assuming you're not beating the piss out of the car too.
But also, that guy with the Model S, I mean, it's a first-year Model S. He was probably beating the piss out of it. 500,000 miles, 70% battery life still in the batteries.
He wasn't beating the piss out of it then.
I mean,
he could get on it occasionally, but he wasn't treating it.
I mean, I would assume for the first couple of years he was probably beating the piss out.
I mean, yeah, the acceleration of those things are, fucking amazing.
So, let's talk about that a little bit. So, I watched Donut Media has a great video about it.
Donut Media is amazing.
I fucking love them, like, straight up.
There's a 1320 video about that, about a Tesla. It's a stock Model S, and stock. The only thing that was done to it is all of the interior was ripped out, and they put Mickey Thompson steel seats in it.
Gotcha.
And so basically, it shed 500 to 600 pounds out of the car.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
Let's also consider in this that the current Model S Plaid weighs 4,800 pounds.
Yeah, no, it's not a light car.
That is 2 1/4 tons.
Yeah,
no, that's 2.5 tons almost.
Almost, yeah. 5,000 would be 2.5 tons.
Yeah, so that's almost 2.5 tons. For record, or for reference, not record, for reference, a SUV. I'm gonna go with how much does a Ford Escape weigh? A Ford Escape, which is a fairly decent sized SUV. Oh, it's a smaller SUV. Is at its max about 3,700 on its heaviest configuration. Oh no. The Explorer, which is a large SUV, is 5,000 pounds on its max configuration. So you're looking at a sedan, a small to mid-sized sedan, that is the size of a full size. That is the weight of a full-size SUV. And keep in mind, on the Plaid, without the special conditions, because Donut Media did the video on it. Without special conditions, I believe it was a 2.27 second 0 to 60.
So I just Googled a 2021 Tesla Model S weighs between 4,500 to 4,900 pounds. And a 2021 Lincoln Navigator weighs between 5,600 pounds to 5,900 pounds.
And that is a large SUV.
Yes. So just for reference, the Lincoln Navigator gets 1620 mpg, which for a 3-ton vehicle, that's bad.
Now,
However,
keep in mind, the Model S Plaid, what they were talking about on Donut Media, is that you have to put it in track mode, which takes about 8 to 15 minutes to prep for. And what it does is it uses the AC system to get the batteries and brakes at what they consider to be the optimum temperature and keep them there for what it's about to do. And then you have to get the full 1.98 actually is what Track Day, I think it was Track Day, did in their official testing. It has to be a prepped drag track too. So like it's got your special asphalt and everything like that. And then you have to do cheetah mode, cheetah stance, which takes about 8 to 10 seconds, which you are going to be a few seconds after the green light to fully enable cheetah stance. So like that's not happening. But without cheetah stance and the other preparation, you're still able to maintain a 2.07, and you will beat anyone else in a stock car at the track strip with a 2.07, 0 to 60.
Oh yeah, at 100%. So in the 1320 YouTube video, the Tesla and this is not in track mode. This is literally all that was done was the interior was gutted out of it. All that was left was the center console, and it had 2 Mickey Thompson steel seats in it. It walked away from purpose-built drag cars. Like, they were trailer queens. These were not streetable vehicles. Granted, it's a 1320 video, so it's a video about street racing, so take that with what you get. But it straight, like, all of the sound deadening material, everything was removed out of it. And just decimated everyone. I'd go find it and play it, but yeah, that's not a good idea. You go do your own Googling and YouTubing after this. For being an unscripted episode, we're doing pretty decent.
Yeah. On an unprepped surface, 2.6. But also 1.3 G's. That's a lot of G's.
That's pretty wicked.
Yeah. That's on an unprepped track. Real world, they found about the same. No, sorry, 2.28 seconds. 2.28. So that was close. However, on a prepped track without the cheetah stance, 2.07. And that's without roller.
I mean, no matter how you look at it, the Tesla is a very impressive automobile. Period.
Yes.
Period. Just flat out. Doesn't matter. Ooh. Love it, hate it. You can hate Tesla. You can hate Elon Musk all he wants. The bastard made a fucking amazing car. And he's making them at a relatively affordable rate. All things considered.
All things considered, yes. Like, I'll pull up the Tesla site here.
Like you're not, but I say affordable because not everyone's going to be able to afford a Model S or a Y or the X.
Yeah,
I think I think the X is the most expensive model.
If you look at a base Tesla, this is purchase price, so without any of the federal taxes, incentives, or anything like that. 262 mile range, which is pretty good. That's a little bit less than what I get on my Z3. 140 mile an hour top speed, 5.3 seconds 0 to 60, all standard stuff. $39,990, $40,000 car, which isn't terrible for a brand new car. If you want to go to a long range, it's $10,000 more and it gets you up to 353. That's on the Model 3, granted. But keep in mind, part of the cost from the Model S and Model X is that the computer system on the Tesla Model S and Model X is about as powerful as the new Xbox Series X. It has a 10 teraflop computer system in it. They advertise, or not necessarily, they don't advertise specifically The Witcher, but if you scroll down and look at the interior, they show The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on the Model 3. And at first I was like, that's stupid. Why would you need that? And then I got to thinking, the average time at a public supercharger is 40 minutes. That's too short to be able to watch a movie, but a little too long to be able to watch a TV show, because you'll watch a full episode of a TV show and then be like a third of the way through another one at 40 minutes. Yeah. So, and 50 minutes is still too short for a movie. So add like an extra 10, 15 minutes onto it, play a video game, and like, it's nothing to save and stop a video game. Like,
yeah, so if you were to go buy just the cheapest Model 3, ordering it right now, $39,990.
I just said that.
Yeah. Right? But yes, yeah, if you were to order it, you wouldn't get it until fucking February.
But granted, like, if you're buying a Tesla, you probably already know. But also, how about, I'm going to go to their website and look at their used inventory. What is available right now in a Model 3? You can get a 2019 standard range with 19,000 miles. Keep in mind, this is probably COVID pricing. $50,000, $50,100. Or it's got, that has full self-driving on it, so that does that 10 grand price. Or you can get the long range for $1,000 more, but that does also have 32,000 miles, so that is in their inventory. Model S gets down to 55,000 for 2015. Model X 72,000 because it's a Model X. Model Y, there's no use Model Y.
Jesus.
So I mean, yes, is it expensive? Absolutely. But you also have to consider these are considered luxury cars.
Anything over 50,000 is a luxury car, though. So that's not a that's not a really fair statement when it comes to that. The thing is when you're looking at purchasing a Tesla, think about how much money you spend in gas.
I spend on average $35 a week on gas.
Okay, so we'll just make that 40 to make life easy. So you're looking at
$2,100 a year.
Yeah. So if you had a car, I know you don't have a car payment, so for on average, we'll just say you have decent credit, and I work in the automotive industry, so generally people that I see coming in financing a vehicle are a little skewed because of the types of loans that we offer, but we'll just say $400. So we'll say $2,500 a month is what you would spend on a vehicle. You have a $400 car payment and you spend $2,100 a month. And a year. Sorry, apologies.
It's about $175 on gas.
Yeah.
Whereas on a Tesla, I mean,
you'd have to figure out how many kilowatt hours it would take and how much you get charged per kilowatt.
But also, electricity is dirt cheap, realistically.
In comparison, yes.
And you're looking at, let me get back to the Tesla site. But $400 a month, I would say, is pretty average for a vehicle payment. On the Tesla site, what they say, which I'm just going to go off the Tesla site. I'm going to do the base Model 3. I'm going to do it at purchase price.
When I was driving,
payment
before I went working from home, with my car payment, I was spending a little over $700 a month in gas in car. Not including insurance.
$550 a month is what they calculate the loan on a base Model 3. So I mean, you're saving $25 a month over that $400 a month car payment. Is that a lot? No. But consider after you pay off that car, you pay off both cars. So how many years is that loan that you're talking about, Bones? We'll say 72-month loan.
We'll just do a 72-month loan. Yeah.
And this is at 2.49% APR. So we'll consider something comparable. So after 72 months, you're saving that $25 a month. That saved you $1,800 total over buying the vehicle. And then let's also consider that after another year, you're going to save another $2,080. After the first year after you've paid off your car, you will have saved $4,000.
Yeah. No, it's totally, you got to think long term when buying a Tesla, because you're spending all of the money up. You're literally spending a shit ton of money up front.
Now we got to consider oil changes and everything like that, and that's where it gets more tricky, because you've got all the other little maintenances that you do in your car. In all honesty, in that period, you might have to change the tires on on those cars.
Maybe, yeah.
And on the Tesla, you might have to change your brake fluid.
So I mean, I know for my Altima, since I don't change the oil in it, because nah, I don't work on my own.
We can use my BMW. I just changed the oil in my BMW. A lot more newer cars are using full synthetic oil.
Yeah. No, I just know how much, for me, an oil change is $100.
Yeah, I was going to say $100.
Yeah, it's $96.48 with tax. So $96.48 every 3 months.
Well, mine's closer to 120, but with how I drive my car and with BMW's official recommendations, mine lasts me every year. Once a year.
Well, you're supposed to change your no matter what they recommend, 3 months. Doesn't matter how that's full synthetic. It's every 3 months. I can promise you that it's what what you're supposed to.
I do every 7,500 miles, which comes out to twice a year. I can do it once a year off if I go off BMW's recommendation. Actually, BMW's official recommendation is every 20,000 miles or every 2 years. But I do every 75.
The degradation of oil, it's destroyed after that, and it would, yeah. If you want to maintain vehicle quality.
Again, I do 7,500 miles.
Yeah. But yeah, I do every 3 months because my car sits.
But I also do, I spend It's been better now because, in all honesty, some prices have gotten better because of the pandemic. Crude oil
Some.
is motor oil is a little cheaper right now. The time before I changed my oil, I paid like 180 for the oil. But I use high mileage, long lasting Euro blend full synthetic.
Yeah.
So I use the oil that is designed to last 20,000.
Yeah.
And then I change it every 7,500.
I since I have a there's no conventional option for mine. I use a 0W30. 0W30 is a full synthetic. There is no conventional oil equivalent to a 08. It's impossible to get it to a 08 without going synthetic. You can't even do a blended synthetic and go that route. And
I do 0W40 in mine.
Yeah, I went somewhere and they're like, oh yeah, it calls for 5W. It's like, no, it doesn't. Well, it says right here, cool, go pop the hood. It literally states on the fucking oil cap 0W30. Please don't give me that bullshit. Because if you put conventional motor oil in my car, you're paying to repair it.
Yeah, I mean, my original recommendation was, part of the problem is the official oil that the BMW Z3 uses is not available in the US anymore. So I have to kind of equivalent it out. And what I've found is the sweet spot on my car is 7,500 miles on a 20,000 or every year oil at 0W40, full synthetic, high mileage, long lasting.
Yeah. I think my next oil change will be flipping to a high mileage because it's getting to that point now. And
keep in mind, your oils, they say to start using, like if you look at them high mileage, it'll say at every 175,000 miles or higher. My car just hit 140,000 miles. I've been using the high mileage since around 100,000 miles just because of how I drive it. So it's gonna vary depending on how you drive your car. But I found that to be the sweet spot in my car. If I can stretch it to, which I had some issues last year. Stretched if I'm being honest, I stretched my car to 12,000 miles, and it was fine. Whenever they poured the oil out, it didn't look any worse than, I mean, it looked a bit worse, but it wasn't like chocolate milk. Like you could still see through it a little bit. It was just dark. Like,
dude,
can it last?
I've changed some oils that are, oh fuck, you could
but also,
you could spread it on a cracker and it wouldn't. It looked more like differential gear lube than
it looked like Vegemite.
Yeah, it looked like it straight up looked like semi-liquid Vegemite than oil.
So I mean, it's gonna vary car to car and how you do it. But also, they say change your oil filter. I've heard every 2 to 3 oil changes.
I change my oil filter every oil change.
I do mine every oil changes.
I'm sorry, no, because in the off chance that there was some contaminant that breaks free, no, and an oil filter is like $6. Fuck.
Yes, I do buy a more expensive oil filter. I do order my oil filters and get really good ones.
I get literally the OEM equivalent for mine it's $6.42. Whatever.
I mean, there's an OEM equivalent available. I buy something a little higher spec just because I never know what's going to happen, and I know that I change my oil about every 6 months.
Yeah.
So it's worth it to spend that little bit extra to make.
It's a four banger CVT, which I think it's funny that I have a Nissan Altima, and the CVT in that motor or in that car it's like notorious for having issues, but yet knock on wood, I haven't had any of the issues that have plagued that car. Like, I've taken it to mechanics like, oh yeah, have you replaced anything in the trans because it's blown apart? I'm like, no, it's got 142,000 miles on it. I put 86,000 of those miles on it myself, and yeah, no, there are no issues. And like, they go look and, wow, this car is in phenomenal shape. I'm like, yeah, Oh, and did you beat it? Well, yes. I've totally beat my car like a redheaded stepchild on more than one occasion. Because
you can say that because you're redheaded. And you were a stepchild.
The child. On more than one occasion. But yeah, no, I've never, but I also don't do anything in it. And it's JUAN, not, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Wand.
Oh, we have an official name.
Yeah, that's right.
For the non-copyrighted parody RP. It is officially called Cosmo Voyage.
So
we will be doing Cosmo Voyage tonight.
Raptor, to fill you in on what was just going on, my first divulge into the realm of Dungeons and Dragons is we're just gonna call it a ripoff of Star Trek.
It is 100% the Star Trek parody.
Yes.
With some different rules.
There are some yes. But my character's name is Juan Tibetan Quirk.
His rival is Jeff Liam Pact Card.
Yeah, Pact Card.
And one of his lieutenants is Lieutenant Sprocket.
Yes.
Although I'm thinking about changing that. I might retcon and change that. And then he's on the USS Venture.
Yes.
God, I wish you had picked one instead of two, so it would have been the USS Hertz.
And that would have been. You know what? Since they are rebuilding the ship, can we rename it? Can we roll to rename it? Because since it was destroyed in the attack and by the space anomaly, is that something that we could do? Because it's like, hey, since it got moved up and it's now a heavy expedition class, it now needs to be rechristened and renamed.
High or low?
Huh?
High or low?
High.
Okay, I'm rolling both D20s. You have to get under 20 now, and you can rename it. Nope, because it's a 22.
Shit.
Stay in the USS Venture.
Damn it. That would have been funny, though.
Yeah. Wait, I did not have them at the traditional 1 in 20. That is my bad. Chat vote. I didn't have them at the normal 1 in 20. Do I need to re-roll that? Chat vote.
Come on. Let's re-roll it.
Oh, sorry. Before we start this, I will say, back into our original conversation. Okay, I will re-roll it with the traditional 1 in 20. So, back to our original conveation.
Yeah, sorry, totally got distracted.
If I won the lottery, I would build the house, put the Tesla roof on it, have the
oh, that's right.
the detached garage with the solar panels, Tesla Model S Plaid, because if an event happened and I was going to be out of power, I could still have power for, I believe it's like 2 weeks with that many walls. And I would still have a vehicle.
Speaking of walls, before we transition into Juan.
Sorry, I would actually be able to have power for a lot longer than that because of the solar. So yeah. I could have, if I shut off everything except for essentials, I could probably wait it out in months.
Potentially.
If I just had I only did like the fridge and microwave, the car, and then like the water heater.
Yeah. Well, the thing is you'd want your heat to be gas. You'd want a gas heater and a gas stove, because then you're not.
Well, that's why I said microwave.
Yeah. Well, because I mean it draws a lot of power, so you'd want to use everything. You want to get rid of everything that draws a lot of power. So you wouldn't want it to be the water heater. You'd want that to be gas. You'd want a gas stove because that doesn't require electronics.
Well, yeah. I would probably end up getting like a dual system because like my dad's always said get dual, so like there would be a backup stove, and then the water heater, like the one we have, and the heat for the house is dual.
Mm,
And then I would probably have like an external propane tank, and as well as having it hooked up to city. I think you can do that, can't you?
yeah.
Yeah. So
So Raptor, you missed. I guess so. You missed the whole discussion about Dungeons and Dragons, and this is my first foray of
I let him pick if he wanted a medieval, current, or future setting.
Yes.
And he chose future.
And so we're doing basically a rip-off of Star Trek
Called Cosmo Voyage.
Cosmo Voyage. My character's name is Juan Tibetan Quirk. My rival is Jeff Liam Card. Pact Card.
Yep.
My first lieutenant is Sprocket, but I guess we just discussed that the name might be changed.
I haven't decided.
Yeah.
I'll let chat decide too. Should Lieutenant Sprocket be changed to Lieutenant Spack?
Smock.
Or Speck?
Smock. Smock.
Smock.
Smock.
Smock.
Smock. And then what you just missed prior to that is, well, in the last episode,
Sprocket. Stan Sprocket.
You like
voted.
Okay.
I like Sprocket too.
I mean, yeah. I'm trying to parody off of it as much as I can. But so at the end of the last episode, the USS a USS Venture. We went on an expedition mission. We found an anomaly. The anomaly struck the ship. I gained telekinetic power, or the ability.
It killed like 250.
Yeah, 250 of the. No, it was 70%. 70% of the crew was killed.
It left 75. That was. It left 75 crewmen, right?
Oh, it's this is literally, this is how it's happening. It's it's part of the talk show. That he's the DM and it's just basically me acting out a character. So, but we're currently getting ready to re-roll on if the ship, the Venture, is going to be renamed because it is getting upgraded from a standard class explorer ship.
Killed like 80% because
Okay.
it was 350 and it's 75 or less.
Okay, so all of the crew members that survived all have some sort of.
Yeah, and a lot of people got reassigned to different areas that depending on their power. So Jeff Liam Packard was his navigator and he was the pilot. He got moved to engineering because of the abilities he gained. And like people that they got moved around where their abilities would be most used.
Yeah.
Juan Quirk's abilities are not really that usable in other areas, and also he is currently the best pilot in the Space Navy.
Yes. Yeah, so I rolled, and me and myself and Jeff Packard. Sorry.
That's what I said. I just choked.
Yeah. We tied and set a Space Navy record as far as the best piloting
exams. Yeah. And Juan Quirk won the draw and got to be the pilot, and which is convenient because Packard was a way better navigator, and he is actually the best navigator in the Space Navy at the moment.
Yes.
Perfect. He's considered a perfect navigator, but he got moved because of his powers.
Yep. Well, no, he moved. He decided to move because of...
He did decide, and then they're like, you know what, it makes a lot of sense to move people.
Yeah. So like people that if they manifested strength as something that they could do, they got moved into like the cargo bay, so on and so forth. But then they also decided, hold on a second, my wife is calling.
I'll go ahead and explain it then. So people with like healing abilities, where they can alter the body rather, they got moved into the medical segment of the ship. Um, Pact Card's ability is he can manifest nanobots inside of his body. So he got moved into engineering. Juan Quirks is he can make think Portal 2. He can make 2 portals within it was like up to I think it was like 11 feet wide, 28 foot range. Something like that. I forget it exactly. I'm gonna roll for bones again.
Oops.
I'm re-rolling your range and stuff real quick.
Okay.
You've got 23 foot range now.
Oh, okay. Up from 19.
Was it 19?
Yeah.
This is how far the maximum part you can do the range for. Now I'm rolling to see how big your portals can be. 8 feet tall.
Damn, I can shove a tall bitch through there. Give me some Amazon women. Yeah. So, but what about the renaming of the ship?
Oh, right. Let me get them back in the standard 1 and 20. And then in the spirit of fairness, from where that was my goof, high or low?
Chat, high or low?
How fitting this music is.
Rescue of the Princess. Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
No.
High or low?
High or low?
Because it's both dice. High or low? Above 20 or under 20? Low. Okay. I'm going to re-roll this. With a 19!
Yes! We are now the USS Hertz.
It has now been renamed the USS Hertz.
Due to it being upgraded.
Formerly known
as the USS Venture.
I'm sure. I'm putting this in my notes. Pact Card, his ability is weird, so like I'm not going to give him a set range or anything like that, but you're a little bit better with using yours than he is.
Yes, he was. I rolled higher. I awoke with some innate knowledge of just understanding how to use my powers.
He did not.
He did not.
Well, you woke up with innate powers on how to use your powers really well.
Yes.
He knows how to use them, just not great, which is why he requested to move to engineering. But also because of the whole nanobot thing, he doesn't really have a set range necessarily. Because he can do things with the nanobots to increase his range. Anyways.
Also, Raptor, my character is a womanizer because it's... Yeah.
All right.
It's the Shatner. Come on.
All right. So your captain has survived. I'm not going to name him because Captain Fago.
No, not Fago. That is a trademark name. Not getting in trouble. Captain.
Almost said Fagio.
Oh, God.
Captain Foggia.
There you go. Captain Rango. There we go. Yes.
Nope. I already went with Foggia.
Nope. Rango.
I just said Foggia.
Chat has spoken. Smartabot has spoken.
Captain Rango Foggia.
There you go. Yango Fef.
So his first name is Rango, but he is Captain Foggia because it's Fago, but switched around a little bit. I got inspiration from my cola can, okay?
Whatever.
I can get inspiration wherever I want, and I chose my soda can. Captain Foggia, he was one of the ones that had the ability where they've got a ghost with 2 abilities.
Oh, okay.
And again, it was revealed last time that any person that got a ghost, which there were 6 of them, so now there are 6 ghosts.
And then the ghost has 2 abilities, but they're super fragile.
They are incredibly fragile.
So do they die, or do they just go out of commission and then come back?
Out of character. If either one dies, both die.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Cool.
However, the ghost can phase in and out of existence, but while it's out of existence, it cannot interact with the material plane.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But the body part is basically twice as resistant and twice as strong as a normal person.
Okay.
But like, if you manage to, the ghost can also move incredibly quickly. When the body moves kind of, it's still about average speed.
I'm taking the strap off of my headset, but I don't want to miss anything.
Okay. I can wait a second.
Okay. I realized I forgot to do it before starting. This thing isn't comfortable to wear with a hat.
But if you were to manage like a single bullet to the ghost, it has a good chance of being fatal if not treated incredibly quickly. I say ghost, but I mean like they are physical. They are called the ghosts. They are very pale and slightly translucent.
Okay. So they're just creepy.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be fucking weird to wake up to, just a creepy ass milky white looking thing staring at you. Like
it was revealed that every single person that has a ghost in the womb, they were originally supposed to have a twin, and they resorbed the twin on all of them.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did say that.
Captain Foggia's ghost is very quiet. The first officer did die in the event, so you've got Captain Foggia and First Lieutenant Foggia.
Okay.
And first officer, which would just be your XO. It would be XO. I'm trying to think of like a ghost. Casper Foggia. So you've got Captain Foggia and First Officer Casper Foggia. Rango Foggia and Casper Foggia. So yeah, those are the 2. And the only reason why they did that is the ghost and body on this ability, they are instant telepathy. So that's why they did it. Instantaneous telepathy with no maximum distance on that. They can be any distance they want from each other. So made it kind of interesting. Because also the Captain Foggia can go to the ground where he's needed, and Casper can stay safe on the ship.
This song's a fucking banger.
It is. And if the comms go out, they can still communicate. So
at that too.
Yep. Also, the ghosts, whenever they are out of the material plane, they can talk to each other without people in the material plane hearing it. So like 2 ghosts can talk to each other outside.
Yeah, and so can the ghost outside a material plane communicate with itself? Because that's the ability. Would that be? That's not an interaction.
Yes, but it's very foggy.
So it's like muffled. You
It's
you
very
may
muffled.
you could potentially understand it, but you also may get a jarbled mess.
Right.
Dude, this song's fucking banging.
It is. Damn.
It is Revenger by Fool, and Fool is F.O.O.L.
So yes, two ghosts can talk to each other. They can't hurt each other in the outside of the material plane.
Because that would require interaction when they can't interact.
So like two ghosts cannot interact with each other outside of the material plane, but they can talk to each other if they're both outside of material plane, and they can contact their bodies while outside the material plane, but it will be very muffled.
Okay.
So, and also, yeah, it's a whole big thing. But it's basically agreed upon right now that the ghosts are to remain on ship at all times.
Makes sense. You don't want them dying.
Exactly, because then if a ghost dies, two people die.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the USS Hertz is now a heavy exploratory cruiser. You all are being sent back towards that anomaly. Since it was mapped, they want you to scan it and map the edges of it.
Okay.
So that people don't hit it again, because cool, superpowers, but at the same time,
yeah.
Oh no, you've got an 80% chance of dying here.
Yeah. It's no bueno.
No bueno indeed.
Okay.
So they do have you go do that. It goes pretty smoothly. I mean, they fitted the Hertz pretty well to try and help it avoid that. Well, there were originally 7.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
They had to do testing, and then they found out real quick.
Well, there were originally 7, and what happened is the 2 twins did not get along. The physical twin punched the ghost twin so hard that he killed both of them.
Oops.
Suicide by punching your brother in the face.
Oops.
So that's how they found out. Was they got in a fight, and the body punched the other one so hard that he killed the ghost, and in doing so killed himself. Yeah. So like, the ghosts and bodies don't. I will say they do have unlimited range from each other, but not for an unlimited period of time.
Okay.
So like, they can't just decide to go live separate lives. It does start to hurt both of them. Which, as you know, the ghost gets hurt too bad, they die. Both of them die.
Yeah.
So they do have to kind of live a joint life.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but like, one could reasonably go to a planet for a couple of days and they would be fine. Well, one's on the ship, and they can be anywhere on the ship, no problem, for extended periods of time. In fact, Captain Foggia and First Officer Foggia, they have their cabins are on opposite sides of the ship.
Assume they would have the ghosts in the center of the ship, because that's technically potentially the safest area of the ship.
Well, like, the opposite sides, I mean, top versus bottom. Something. I don't know. Shut up! Shut up!
You're asking too many questions now.
Shut up, Bones. Your officers tend to have, edge rooms. So
because they have the nicest view.
Exactly. They've got the nicest view of the ever expansion of space.
It's
So,
black and a whole bunch of white dots.
or nebulas.
Yes.
Anyways, getting back on track. So since you all are exploratory, Captain Foggia does say, Juan, take us wherever you want to go. Well, he says Quirk, Lieutenant Quirk.
That way.
Left or right?
Well, it's left all the way.
We gotta give someone other than Smata a chance to say something.
The funny
Left or
thing
right, guy?
Did you drift the ship? Hell yeah! Woo!
He's referring to when I was playing Carrier Command. When I drifted the aircraft.
So the
carrier.
funny thing is I did actually point left. This is my left hand. I pointed that way.
I didn't think about that. Okay. So we'll do
It
left.
wasn't purposed. But...
All right. So,
the
what
left
you
is
all do-
relative
It is.
in space.
Yeah.
Because
Direction is relative in space.
that's still left.
Well, also in zero gravity, directions don't matter. They're what you make them.
Yeah. Again, relative.
Anyways, so you all do discover a planet,
Ooh.
which is, oh shit, yeah, let's do this. And you can tell that there are signs of life.
Are they green?
I don't know. You can't see it yet.
Oh, blow it up. We're an exploratory vessel, not a militaristic vessel. We do have the ability to defend ourselves. Guess if I wanted to sacrifice the ship.
That will be the end of Cosmo Voyage.
Oh god. Yeah, let's not blow it up.
Anyways. So there are signs of life down there, but they have not made communication and they have not responded to your all's communications on there. So they are going to send a landing party. Composed of Captain Foggia, one other body of a ghost, Sprocket. No, sorry, not Sprocket. He doesn't do anything yet. Not important, at least. And Pact Card and yourself.
Okay.
So you all take a shuttle down there.
Oh,
I'm assuming you still want me to keep rolling left for you.
yeah, poor Sprocket. Yes, but before that, I have a question. I meant to ask this before, and I think I might have, but do I have a time frame or limit as far as how quickly I can summon portals?
Once you place your two portals, they're there. You can close one, but to close the second one, you'll ask me the situation. I'll give you a yes or no. I'm not going to put a specific on it.
Okay, so situation, combat. In combat, someone is lunging towards us, and I throw up portal and throw up another one, and there's multiple entities inbound. Can I be like, boom, boom, bitch, fucking like throw them and like move the portal at will? Or is there like 5 seconds between like a cooldown so I can't just whatever?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there because it'll depend on other factors as well.
Okay.
Like how much physical exertion you've been doing versus when you last rested,
Okay.
etc.
And this is another fucking banger.
I know. So you all go down to the planet. I'm assuming you still want me to roll left all the way for you.
Yes.
All right. It's a bit of a rocky landing.
Oh shit.
It's not a crash landing.
So what did I roll?
but
Like
it's
a
not
9?
smooth landing. It was a 14.
Oh, okay.
The shuttle's fine, but it was a very jerky landing. The gravity on the planet was a little bit stronger than what you were expecting.
Okay.
Um,
Basically, a
so-
lesser pilot would have destroyed the vessel.
potentially, yeah.
You never did that well with shuttles, anyways.
Anyways.
I like my ships to be large.
Roll again. Oh boy.
Oh shit.
It does knock all of you all out on my line. No damage to the shuttle, but you all do get knocked
But
out
we're all
for 18 minutes.
So I roll a low on getting unconscious, but I'm assuming I just rolled an 18 for time.
Yes. You rolled a 1 for
Oh
what
my
it was going to do
God.
to you all, so it knocked you all straight out. For 18 minutes.
Do we wake up in the vessel?
That's what I'm about to roll.
Oh shit.
You do.
I wake up
Pact card, and Foggia are gone, and so it is just you and the other body,
okay.
who is named Sprocket. Sure, it can be Sprocket.
We just know because we said that Sprocket wasn't on. He was left on the ship still.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. You're
No,
right.
no. Reginald.
Reginald. This is
Reginald.
what's
Tobias. Fuego.
no, Fuego's too closer to Foggia. Red shirt Manchester. It is Reginald Mancester. You all call him Big Reg. He was big before he got bigger. But you all call him Big
He
Reg.
was a little G, but now he's pretty much a big G.
Oh no, like you know Dave Bautista?
Yes.
He was like Dave Bautista size.
Oh.
And then the anomaly happened, and he got twice as big.
Oh,
Twice
so
as
he's
long.
he's a strong boy.
Yeah, he was Big Reg before.
He's strong. He's strong, man. Strong man.
He's don't piss him off now, Reg. So like a lot of the ghosts have gotten quiet. The opposite happened with him and his ghost. He's the quiet one now. And he was very talkative before. So he went from being Big Reg to Huge Reg.
Okay. So basically, he wears a wife beater of a red shirt. Then
He tried to give him bigger red shirts, but occasionally he'll like
flex.
lift his arm on accident, like rip it. So like it's more of like a sleeveless V-neck. Because there have been a couple times where he's turned his head so quick that he's ripped the collar. So he's got a
Nope.
he's got a V-neck, sleeveless V-neck.
It's just like covers his nips.
And you would have thought that he would have been in cargo or security given him
His size.
when they told him when they told him he was going to security, he said, as my secondary. They're like, you're going to security. He says, I'm as my secondary. They're like, what do you want to be your primary? He's like, I'm still a surgeon. He's like, we're not going to argue with this guy. So he is actually on the medical staff, but also like his biceps are like as big as our stomachs. It's like, I am a surgeon.
Holding this little dainty fucking pinky out shit.
It's like comparing the scalpel to someone normal. It's like, for you the scalpel would look like this.
Yes.
For him it's like this. In comparison.
No. It's got to be your tungsten carbide.
Oh. So it was normally this, is now what was this sized scalpel is now this in his hands.
No. Power brick to that.
Power brick to this one?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's very interesting to watch him do surgery. But to be fair, he was the chief medical officer before. Big Reg was. And he was like, physical fitness is how you live a long life.
Damn it. I wasn't thinking that he would be the fucking medical officer. God damn it.
What did you want? I mean, he is also considered a security officer. He's just not the head security officer.
No, we've already chose his name. I can't change it now.
What did you want it to be?
Can't think of something off the top of my head now. Mainly because I can't think of something that isn't Dr. McCoy.
Huge Reg, or some people call him Hugo Rego.
Yeah, we'll just stick with Big Reg. That's good.
Huge Reg.
Huge Reg, yes.
Big Reg, Huge Reg. He understands. Just Reg.
Meat Wagon.
Don't call him Meat Wagon. You can also call him The Wall.
The Wall. Okay, but so why are Jeff and the Capitan missing?
You don't know because you've been knocked out for 18 minutes.
But what kind of damage do we have to the vessel? Because clearly somebody got into the vessel.
So the vessel was, you can tell that like it was forced open from the outside, but they used the manual hatch release, which is weird that they were able to find it. There were a lot of like beaten marks next to the panel, so like they basically beat open the panel and forced open
the door. Okay.
Manual override. There are footmarks leading into a forest. Footprints.
Okay. So we're, from an initial standpoint, we're looking at a potentially primitive settlement because of tools. Yeah. We also know that the Atmo is safe.
Well, you knew that before going down.
Oh, okay. It was not disclosed that the Atmo was safe.
Well, it's safe.
Yeah, good thing we can. It's still oxygen and it's in its proper, miraculous realm of where we need to breathe in.
It does. The oxygen does feel a little light, like it's very.
So it's okay. So it's a little thin. Okay.
Right, and Reg does say this thin air is probably why we were out for so long.
For a whole 18 minutes.
Because being knocked out for 18 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
To get knocked out from an impact. Like when I got knocked out in my car wreck, it was like 3 minutes, and they thought I was dead.
Yeah.
Like 18 minutes is a long time to be knocked out from an impact.
Yes.
Like that. Because I mean, it's not like you all were hit over the head or anything.
Chief medical knowledge.
No, not just chief medical officer. Chief medical officer.
Yeah. Okay, so do we have any means to arm ourselves? Are there like weapons of any sort that we have on this exploratory vessel?
I can't call them phasers, so we're gonna call them
lasers.
I was gonna say crazers. They're like crazy lasers.
They fire in random directions, sometimes back at the owner. Big and large.
They're like
Fozzers. They're Fozzers.
they're Fabiers.
They're Fabiers.
Fabiers.
Fabiers. Fabiers.
Everything is French.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is French when you're parodying Star Trek. Eat.
Okay.
Anyways,
Moving on. Okay, so we have some Faziers. And are they only stun, or can we set to kill?
they're set for power levels like 1 through 15.
Okay, and I'm assuming 15 is basically, well, you fucked up.
Max power. There's some things that I won't kill, but I mean, like, because I mean, just saying stun or kill, it depends. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you'll probably get stunned at like, oh, like it's like a taser at like 1 for you. It'd probably take like a solid 3 to do like a normal taser to Big Reg.
To be crushed. Only
like,
a
whereas,
3?
like-
Are we
whereas, like-
sure about that?
Like a 3 or 4 would knock you out, but it's probably like a 6 to knock Big Reg out.
Okay,
And it would probably take a 15 to kill Big Reg, maybe.
maybe. We don't
whereas
know.
like what it would take to knock out Big Reg would definitely kill you.
Okay.
Like it depends. And I'm saying Big Reg because like he was already a big dude, and now he's like twice as big as a really big dude.
So how did Big Reg even fit into?
Well, you see, these shuttles are designed for 8 crew members. There's a reason why only 4 of you went.
But the door, like, is there like a cargo bay door that Big Reg had to go into? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, like the whole the back door is like a full size door.
okay. Oh, okay.
You got to think it's going to be big enough to take supplies onto the ship in pallets.
Okay. I'm just making sure that there's how did he get in the ship? Did we like grease him up like a fucking pig and push him through the door?
No.
Okay. No one is willing to
And, like-
try it on Big Reg. Yeah, we don't want to lose Big Reg.
And like, it's not something where he needed a seat that was twice the size. He did need a slightly bigger seat, but like, if you all wanted to and leave Big Reg on the ship, you all could have walked past him. But you all did have to take out 2 seats. So now instead of being an 8-seater, it's a
You mean
2, 4. It's now a 7.
so he's massive. So he's not twice as massive. So he would it should be a 6-seater. Because he needs to take up more than 1 seat. You can't take up 1 seat and it'd be that big.
Well, no, like his seat, they had to take out 1 seat for his seat. So now it's a 7-seater. They normally send a
They
normally send a
Okay.
party of they normally send a party of 5 so that you can bring 3 people back if need be.
Gotcha.
But now it's a 7-seater, so you send a party of 4 so you can bring 3 people back.
Gotcha. Okay. I understand. His oversized seat is now taking place at 2 seats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because where there were 2 seats on the sides, they had to take one out for a slightly wider seat, but you can still go around him.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
So-
Yeah.
It's like a 1.5 seat.
Okay. When do I go back to Metropotits?
You're on like the other side of the galaxy right now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I just want to go back to Metropotits.
It's been like 2 years since you've been to Metro.
See?
You're in the Navy.
In
Because
the
you punched
Navy.
an In the spavy. The mighty spavy. You'll basically sing the Navy songs but call it the spavy instead. It gets really confusing when you're in space and you go, anchors away. Da-da.
Sir, we don't have an anchor. Shut up.
No, there's still an anchor on the outside. It's very confusing as to why there are anchors, but there are still chained anchors on the outside.
Okay, whatever. Oh,
They've got little thrusters on them.
Oh god. So, but yes, we took our faziers and gonna have to remember that word. And I'm assuming,
Faziers.
yeah. So like, I'm assuming we open hatch and
Well,
we
hatch is
follow
already open.
the rear hatch, so Big Reg can get out.
That's the only hatch.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no point in a side door because they know that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It accommodates tall people, wide people.
Just people.
Cargo, etc. Yeah, it's just one hatch on the shuttles. It's at the very back.
Okay.
And then you can see like there are scratch marks where they tried to like pry it open. It's sealed by biometrics, so like when they couldn't open it with that, they then forced it open.
They beat it into submission and found the manual release.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's labeled. It's labeled manual release.
Yeah. So they can understand English potentially.
Yeah. Or they just saw lettering in an arrow.
Yeah. They may potentially understand English, or they just happen to beat on the right place. Yeah. Okay. So we arm ourselves. Big Reg is just Big Reg.
Faziers.
with our faziers set to stun, set to like 3.
Oh sweet, I'm getting good at net speed. Okay.
Sorry,
I test it occasionally when the internet is shit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So then what's next?
Big Reg, since he is a body, a lot of times, like if they're around someone near, they will say out loud when they're talking to their ghost, like if there's no visible enemies, but like you're nearby, just so you know what's going on. You hear him say, "Tiny Reg."
Tiny Reg.
Tiny Reg. We are missing Pact Guard and Captain Foggia. There are footprints. They used the manual release on the outside. We must search for them. And then, like, he just points towards the forest, says, "Go."
Okay. You first.
He says, "If they attack from behind, they won't take me, and I can see in front still."
Fuck. So I start walking.
Logic, don't you? Send the big first. No, they can't get me from behind.
Fuck. So I'm marching through the.
This dude's pushing like 750 of pure muscle. Like, he's a big dude. He's like, they won't get me. He's like a fucking elephant. Like,
so yes.
He was pushing 350 of pure muscle before. Now he's pushing like 750 of pure muscle because he was like, "I'm even bigger. I'll work out more." And muscle weighs more than fat, so the bigger you get, the more your muscles weigh.
Yes. So, trudging through the forest.
Just hear gunk, gunk, gunk. Oh, it's more squinch, squinch, squinch.
Reg, come, quiet down.
He just kind of gives you a look of
no.
No. Or like, and then he just says, "How?"
Walk softly.
He looks down like he's like 7'3.5". Cause he's like 7'3". You realize that, like, you can be tall and built and still be fine. He's not out of the possibility of, like, the realm of possibility.
Oh yeah.
He's basically like Rhino from Spider-Man, but a bit taller and 100 pounds heavier. No, he's like 7'3". He was like 6'1" before and 350 of muscle. Now he's like 7'3" and 750. Yeah, Rhino from Spider-Man's like 6'9" and 650 pounds. So also we're dealing with like dark matter anomaly superpowers. It doesn't have to make sense.
This is true. So we're trudging through, and what are we coming up to?
There's like an actual city. Think of it as like 50s small town.
Okay.
Also, keep in mind, you're getting really tired really quickly because gravity's heavier here. So, like, it's actually weighing down on you, and you find your, like, you know, you're in the Navy, you're supposed to be all proper. You find yourself like, we don't have a set end time, Smata. We just go till we're done.
I think Smata just wants to see it because it's 1:30 for him.
I mean, normally we cut off around 2 hours because it's normally when I need to start heading to bed.
And we did start a little later than we wanted, though, too.
Yeah. So anyways, so it is like a town from the 50s, diner, everything like that. You do catch a glimpse of a few people. They are blue.
Okay.
Like,
I'm blue. If I were green, I would die and die with D.
I'll use my iPod Shuffle charger. About this shade of blue.
Oh, that's like Periwinkle.
Yes, I do have an iPod Shuffle that I keep on my desk.
Oh my god.
We were talking earlier about iPods that I use. Well, this one's my flash drive. My flash drive that plays music. I have it set for it's a 4 gig shuffle, I think. It's set half flash drive, half iPod.
Okay. So we have a whole bunch of blue people. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they're so it's like that color, but it's kind of metallic-y as well.
Okay.
A little reflective. Have you? Yeah, never mind. You get what I'm saying. So yeah. And a lot of them are wearing tinted shades. It doesn't seem that particularly bright to you.
Okay.
But they are wearing moderately heavy tinted shades. Also metallic reflective. I can actually show you with my nerdy glasses. So most of them are wearing glasses with lenses similar to this. As you're done.
Okay.
So very, very reflective, very dark. It's not that bright outside, like to you at least. And someone does spot you and say, "Ah, you must be one of the survivors."
Okay. So we are one of the survivors.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, yes. And I'm assuming I'm also asking where are my, where it would be addressing where is, I don't even remember the captain's last name. Agya. And yeah.
One of the men was severely injured. The other one was missing a limb. They were both injured pretty bad. We couldn't move him, and we couldn't get to you very well. You know for a fact that Pact Card was sitting next to you, and then behind you and Pact Card was Big Reg's seat, and then behind that is where Captain Foggia was. So if they couldn't get to you because of him, that means that Pact Card got launched back.
Okay.
and above Big Reg.
Okay. Problem was there was no blood. The crash site.
Ratcon. Shut up.
I also didn't
Right.
ask, so
You didn't ask. Shut up. Now that you, the shuttles are also equipped to try and clean up things like that because blood contaminants and stuff like that.
okay.
18 minutes. You do vaguely remember that running and seeing a couple of red spots, but nothing that would concern you. But then you also didn't really consider how much it could have cleaned up in 18 minutes.
True. Okay. All right. So then, okay. So I ask if we can go see my comrades.
He nods and says, "Yes, come with me." And he takes you about another 3 miles. You are exhausted, by the way. Like, it was 1.5 miles here, and it's another 3 miles to where he's taking you. And he's just like, he's pretty lanky. Like, he's not a buff dude for what you can see. But also higher gravity conditions, whatever. So you get there. Pact Card is missing his left arm. Like, not just like at the shoulder, like cut way in, missing his left arm. And the tear goes like all the way down his ribcage. Like,
Okay.
he's missing a lot. Fogya is actually cut in half and still in surgery, so they don't let you see him. But yeah, Fogya was cut in half.
Okay. That explains why they were so dead set on getting into the ship.
Yeah, I mean, there are windows on the shuttle, so they saw like they saw a lot of blood. And because I mean, you see something coming from the sky, you're gonna try and get there. They got there basically right after you all crashed because they saw you all coming in hot. And you didn't crash far from the village. I mean, 1.5 miles, not that far.
No.
Realistically. So yeah, they were like, "Oh shit." They do have Pact Card stable. He is awake, and you can actually see little nanobots going through and doing things.
Okay.
And they have been bringing like, and you see like a big pile of like different scrap metals and stuff. And he's just like, "Did you enjoy your nap? Mine wasn't pleasant."
Gotta be the comic relief.
Well, I mean, you two are rivals. He's like, "So how nice that you got to nap."
I'm sitting here slaving away repairing my body.
And Big Reg is like, "That's not good."
That's not good. Ouchie.
And Big Reg is like, "I'm not familiar with their medical equipment. It's so underwhelming, and he's in no condition to be transported. Like, there's nothing I can do for either one." Because also at the same time, like, you all don't know if you all have concussions or anything.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't fly a space shuttle.
No, especially since I'm utterly exhausted.
Yeah, like, you want a nap. And you just woke up from a nap like
Yeah.
45 minutes ago? An hour and a half ago now?
Yeah.
I
no.
will say, now that you're looking back, like, once you got into the tree line, there were actually, like, marks that were footprints, and what you are assuming was a vehicle.
Okay.
But, like, you also have never seen a car, because everything flies now.
True. Okay, so yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, if they're
Like,
50s,
you've never seen a car. So, like,
you just see, like,
you've seen them in a museum, but you've always, like, assumed that they hover. Like, you can't fathom them moving
the
across
rest
the
of the
ground.
ground. Yeah, they roll.
Yeah, it's so weird. And this woman comes up to you. She has slightly less shades on, and she comes out of the surgery room and she says, "I've done all I can do. I don't know how I could possibly reattach him. I've done the best I can." And like you can see, like it's not good. He's bleeding a lot. And like they've tried. They've tried. And she's like, "I don't know if I can save him." Also, I will say with
I'm
this
dead.
not necessarily.
Shit.
They you hear Big Red Edge say, "Tiny Reg, have you been able to talk to First Officer Foggia?" And then like after a few minutes, Big Reg turns to you and says, "First Officer Foggia has been unconscious for about an hour."
Oh noes.
Yeah. And that's where we're gonna leave it for today.
Yeah. No, that's a great place to stop.
And Pact Card is missing like a huge chunk of his body. Like it goes underneath his rib cage, a little bit above his waist, like down.
Yeah, so you're telling. Yeah, it's basically
halfway between his waistline and his rib cage is where that gash stops. But it starts from like right in the collarbone, all the way down at an angle.
Ooh.
What you can guess and what they've told you from like what you can see is, again, the shuttle is designed to self-repair and clean. What you can guess is Pact Card flew up, hit a panel during the high gravity, because I mean, like, you don't remember much before impact, so like you all passed out before impact, or like started to lose it at least. And then like it's coming back to you, kind of like when you have a car wreck, you don't know what happens, but then
you
over
remember
time, you see more and more. You do remember details of Pact Card's like being ripped out of his seat, despite wearing his belt and everything like that. He ripped out of his seat, and then hearing a loud thud, and then they do show you a panel. What you all can assume happened is Pact Card hit a panel and knocked it off, and then when the impact happened, it cut through.
Yeah, it landed on Pact Card.
Yeah, so basically, he knocked it off, and then in the impact, it cut through Foggia, and when Pact Card landed on it, it cleaved him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But it was something where, like, it wasn't any kind of negligence or anything, because, like, he came out of his harness. There wasn't much that could be done about that.
Yeah. It was just a series of unfortunate events of a shitty roll.
Very shitty roll.
A very shitty roll.
That is actually because of the one. Because I only rolled one die for you all. So I wasn't going to kill you off or anything. For that, I was like, damn, that sucks. But I was like, yeah, someone's gonna die.
Murder hobos. All right. And
But Pact Card's about to go all fucking Winter Soldier.
yes.
So thank you all for joining. This was the Unscripted and Full HD episode. Let us join our Discord, like, for real, guys.
Yes.
Like, we do have like a suggestion segment in there, topic suggestions, stuff like that. Let us know if you all like the whole Unscripted thing, where we have no clue what we're gonna do. Let us know if there are particular topics you all want us to talk about. That's all in there.
Yep, that's that's the whole point.
Which, I mean, of course, we'll interact with you all in here, but we'll interact with you a lot more on the Discord throughout the week. Also, I don't know about Bones, but I'm gonna try and play video games in there at least once a week. Because, yeah, Just depending on my schoolwork, I'm gonna try and play video games in there at least one night a week. And if that's something where you all would want to play video games with me and maybe potentially Bones, join us in there because we'll absolutely do that. We'll be social in the Spaghetti Naked Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're not gonna raid tonight because it's 12:35. Normally I would, but then I gotta be up and I don't want to be like the guy that raids and then just drops. So this is going to be one of the very few times where we don't raid because I'm currently getting flack. So
That's fair.
it's 12:35 p.m. for me. I know it is 1:30 for you, Smata. So
AM.
yes, yeah, AM. Yeah, it is night.
Not noon.
Not noon. Yeah, it is not noon 38. It is midnight 38 or 36. Whatever. Don't care. I'm tired. I'm trying not to yawn.
Hope you all enjoy that. I am not a particularly good DM, so I apologize about that.
I mean, you can go rewatch the old episodes that are on YouTube. There are two. This episode 3, 4, 5, and now 6. Well, I will work on that. But you guys have a good one.
But yeah. Like I said, I'm not a YouTube. They're on YouTube.
Well, 1 and 2. We don't have a YouTube man. No.
Let me grab that link then.
They are currently saved to my C drive. So they are, move this over here, and we go desktop, and this PC, and Oozers.
We've been doing this for 1 month now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where?
There's a link to the YouTube channel.
They are right here. They are right there. And actually,
oh yeah, did it.
9, 7.
On our Discord,
it's this one right here that's currently being recorded.
We have actually just went in on the Discord and under the YouTube channel. I have went ahead and pinned the Spaghetti Naked YouTube channel. And then later, whenever I'm not about to go to bed, I will, in the welcome section of there, I'll put a links thing that'll have a link to our Twitter and everything. But join our Discord. It's the best place to find out anything.
And to give us suggestions about everything too. So
yeah, and talk with us throughout the week.
Absolutely.
We want to talk with you.
Alrighty, guys.
We want to get naked all week long. Just not on camera.
Sure. I mean, yes, but sure.
Hey, I mean, you're the leader of Team Spaghetti. I'm the leader of Team Naked. That's all this works. Well, you're probably the leader of Team Spaghetti, and I'm probably
maybe. We'll see. Who knows? But I am gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and end this here. I do thank you guys for joining us. It is phenomenal, and YouTubers out there, thank you for watching this 2 3/4 of an hour video. You guys have a good evening, and bye-bye now.